My wife, Jean, and I started looking for a church home as soon as we moved in together just over 5 years ago. From our former home in Oakland, California, to our current home in central Iowa, we've been looking for church love in all the wrong places. For me, I've been seeking church community since I left my childhood Pentecostal church almost 20 years ago, when my individual beliefs diverted from that tradition. We visited a lot of churches, both UU and others, and we found a lot of things missing. Some lacked a commitment to social justice, others a focus on personal development. Some churches didn't work to build connections within their congregations, and some were short on spirit and passion for living. We also didn't see a lot of diversity in age, race, or family structure in the congregations we visited. Our church love story turned a corner when we found First Unitarian. At our first visit, we immediately fell in love with Mark and his sermons. They were passionate and funny and honest and authentic, and always seemed to pierce through whatever distractions we brought with us that day. We kept coming back for those sermons, and we decided to become members in November of 2013. A month later, we moved to Ames, but we kept making the trip back here. In our effort to build more connections in the congregation, I joined a Soul Matters group in the fall of 2014. I loved it. I was the youngest person in the group, and I'm not young, and I gained a lot from sharing that space with people from different backgrounds than my own, reflecting on their values and beliefs as a religious group. The discussions took what seemed like complex principles of Unitarian Universalism and made them concrete in my life. It operationalized a new and different faith tradition for me. I've continued to participate in small group ministry since then, facilitating my own Soul Matters group, and I'll be doing the short version too, this year, as well as Wellspring, a year-long spiritual deepening class. Making our church love story literal, my wife and I are also facilitating Principal Commitment course on committed relationships, actually today, helping to support couples in the faith. We've grown as a family in the time that we've been here. Our son, Tonio, was born March of 2014 and was dedicated here a year after we became members. It meant a lot to me that this community is committed to supporting our son's spiritual and emotional development. More than almost any other place in our lives, First Unitarian has embraced the expansion of our family in so many ways, but not limited to childcare available for any event we would like to attend, and a whole host of people who lovingly greet our strong-feeling toddler. The connections I've made at First Unitarian are what I need to survive in Iowa. I grew up on the East Coast in a very different culture, and I have found the prevailing nature of most Iowans stifling and confusing. This church, the groups I take part in here, have become an oasis in a sea of polite, superficial interactions. There are people here who are genuinely seeking deep knowledge of themselves and the world around them, as challenging, as scary as that is. This church sustains me and sustains my family. I feel proud of the fact that as members, we sustain the church as well. It is because of the financial support the congregation provides that we are able to rely on great childcare, accompanying with a huge array of programming at the church. It is also because of that support that our church has sustained a staff of people who push our thinking, welcome our families, expand our impact on the community around us. As a mental health therapist, I know that showing up for the people we love is key to a strong relationship. Now that we have found our home here, we are committed to financially showing up to keep our church love story growing.